Now do a topographic profile and physical feature analysis for Taiwan. So Taiwan, an island just off the coast of China. So let's just look at some water bodies around it. Start off with, let's go to the top, and we'll go to the other side of Taiwan. So we'll work our way from north to south. And so as we can see here, we've got the very shallow East China Sea. And then we have a kind of a flat area, but then for the most part, as we go through from north to south through Taiwan, right through the center of it, we have a mountainous region. And so then, of course, we go to the other side, a little bit of flat, still above sea level. And once, what do you know? That's where we're going to find agricultural areas, but also people as well. But for the most part, we're going to see a different pattern when we look at where people are located, but we'll say that for the next topographic profile. Then we get down here, we get to the South China Sea and the Luzon Strait, Luzon, which separates Taiwan from the Philippines. So here, this mountain range, it's got a name, the Chungchin. I'm not even gonna go. I'm not gonna go there. I can't. I'm not good. I'm not gonna pronounce. I'm not gonna, make something sound intelligent. It's very hard to do. Instead, we're just gonna call it the Central Mountains. That's what they are. And so let's go ahead and just do another topographic profile for Taiwan. This time going generally from the west to the east. So we'll do a reset. And I'm going to go ahead and just kind of for fun, go ahead and start from mainland China, go across the Taiwan Strait, very aptly named, out here to the Philippine Sea and the Pacific Ocean. And so we're going to see some particular patterns here. And so we're going to see very, very, very shallow and quite narrow Taiwan Strait. But then we get to the the landmass that is Taiwan, the island country, Taiwan kind of country. We can see it there. And then, of course, we have another deep trench. Now, in terms of plate tectonics, it's very complex here. But for the most part, we can just say this is going to be bad for in geology if you're an expert in geology. But for the most part, we get the Philippine plate, the Pacific plate going underneath the Eurasian plate, thus creating a very active geologically area. Taiwan, which has got earthquakes, volcanoes, all that good stuff. Some of it maybe a little bit more dormant because of the plate tectonic stuff we've got going on here. It's not as like much of a collision as we might have saw in Sumatra or in Japan. But let's go ahead and let's focus in on just the land area. And so I'm going to go ahead and zoom in to Taiwan. So we zoom in to Taiwan, and then I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on our topographic profile as well. Let me redo that. So to redo that, just hit the X. And so I'm going to go from one side of the island to the other. And so we can see here, once again, the central mountain range. We got a little bit of a mountain range over here on the coastline, and a little bit of flat areas, so a little bit of population, but overwhelmingly in Taiwan, where we find people in the western plains. Once again, flat areas, agricultural areas, especially areas that have a little bit of, conducive to agriculture. Here, it's quite lush. It's quite, rainy. It's kind of more like a tropical climate, especially towards the southern part of Taiwan. But nonetheless, here, you do see overwhelmingly much of the population, very urban population, found along in the high population dense area along the western part of Taiwan.